Make Better Wealth Decisions, a podcast that explores how financial advisors' blind spots can harm your investments. I'm your host, John DeGuy, a portfolio manager with Design Securities in Toronto. In this podcast, we'll provide advice on how you can achieve better outcomes by maximizing investments and minimizing taxes. Let's put our thinking caps on as we consciously decide to get smarter about our money.
This past week, we spoke with Meir Statman. Meir's a professor over at Santa Clara University in California. He's a longtime expert with regard to behavioral economics, and the discussion we had was something that most people don't think about when they think of finance. Most people think of numbers, formulas, ratios. Meir's a different kind of cat. He's the person who will say, yeah, but what's the money for? And that is something that is often lost when people talk about their financial goals. It's not about having X number of dollars when you retire. It's about having a certain kind of lifestyle. Will you be able to afford going out for dinner on a Friday night if you like? Would you be able to afford taking two-week vacations per year in retirement as long as health provides? Will you be able to help your kids or grandkids, maybe help your kids get a down payment on a first home and get your grandkids to get through college? Whatever it is, there's an old saying in the industry that money is love. And if you are a person who is setting money aside, then you should be thinking oftentimes not just about how much money you have, but more importantly, your deepest values, your sort of Maslow hierarchy of needs as you try to self-actualize. What is the money for? What is the highest purpose that I can devote this money toward? And what is it that I'm hoping I can achieve by working on that, achieving that goal? So instead of having a goal, when people write down goals and write down their objectives and they put it on a piece of paper and review it regularly and say, I'm going to have X, Y, Z, it might be better to have a goal to be happy, a goal to have a long marriage or a long life or a healthy life. And if you can think in terms of soft issues, things that are oftentimes very satisfying, Stephen Covey says, no one on their deathbed says they wish they spent more time at the office. Well, similarly, what is it you want to spend your time on? Maybe you want to spend more time going for a walk with your grandkids in the park on a Sunday afternoon. Maybe you want to spend more time pursuing a hobby and maybe leaving work early, especially if it's a Friday or not going in on the weekend. But whatever it is, think not just about grabbing the brass ring and trying to have stuff, because a lot of people in North America are very acquisitive and they think in terms of having more toys before they die. But rather, think about how much life you can jam into your life, things that you can do, experiences you can have, concerts you can attend, games you can attend, things you can see, stories you can tell when you're old and gray, things that you can talk about that made a real difference in your life, and maybe it's something that you can do as a volunteer where you make a difference in someone else's. It's not just about money, and Meir's a really great example of why that's important.
John DeGuy is a portfolio manager with Design Securities in Toronto. The views expressed in this program are not to be construed as specific advice. It is recommended that you consult a qualified advisor before taking action. His books, The Professional Financial Advisor 4, Stand Up to the Financial Services Industry, and Bullshift are available through Amazon and in bookstores throughout Canada. You can reach John at 647-STAND-UP. That's 647-782-6387 or at jdeguy@designedsecurities.ca.